And it wouldn't be one of these benefits if I didn't start off with a few jokes about her. She was a cornerstone of my act. The first 5 minutes that I wrote, she was in there. Because she was a funny lady, my grandmother. She was like, you know, her answering machine message for many years, she never changed. It always said, "Hi, sorry, we are not available. You know the routine. Talk to the machine." Now what do I press? Yeah, she was up there. Her favorite thing was to tell and retell stories about her grandkids. I loved, you know, you never learned a lot about Grammy except through her family. You know, she loved to tell stories. Her favorite story that she used to retell about me, she loved telling this one a lot. Apparently when I was 1 year old, about 1 year old, I was staying with her in Florida, and she gave me a book to go to sleep with. She came back to check on me a short time later, and I had torn the book to pieces and strewn it all about the room. And she came in and saw it, and she said, "Oh my God, what would your mother say if she saw this?" And I said, "My mommy would holla." A lot of insight for me on that one. But she was the best. 96 and a half. My Grammy, yes. 96 and a half, which incidentally, I don't know if you know this, but when you get into your 90s, that's when you have to start using the fractions again. Because you don't know if you're going to make it past 95 3/4. You got to bring it back. You know, it was always fun visiting her. I remember visiting her in the hospital once, and her doctor had randomly seen a show that I did. He comes out and sees me. He's like, "I know you. You're a comedian. You're hilarious. It's like having a celebrity up here." I was like, well, I don't need a second opinion. This guy is good. Yeah. I learned something interesting, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I learned something interesting on Grammy's 96th birthday, and that is they don't make funny birthday cards for people turning 96. They don't make them. Someone at Hallmark decided that I think 65 is the cutoff for funny. Someone at Hallmark decided after that point we can't really risk shocking these people in any fashion. It's just going to be butterflies and poetry from here on out. So to go funny for her 96th, I had to buy 3 cards. I did. I bought her a card for somebody turning 50, a card for somebody turning 30, and a card for somebody turning 16. Stacked them. One inside the other. And then right at the bottom, $50 savings bond. Huh? Yes. Happy birthday, Graham. Here's a little something guaranteed to mature faster than I have. And then I wrote a joke about duty, just to make me right. She came to a lot of my shows, always endlessly interested about my shows, always, you know, was it a good gig? Was it well attended? How did your new duty joke go? I know duty is funny. I could only imagine what she would tell her friends about me, about my act. My grandson Jordy wrote a new joke about his balls. It wasn't long enough. The joke wasn't long enough. Nobody likes long balls. Nobody. But she was the best, and I know that she's here with us in spirit as well, and this is it. You know, I gotta say, I'm always so happy that so many people come out to support what we do, but also so many of you come out to just support what I do. This is what I do for a living. I make a living doing comedy, depending on your definition of the word make, and your definition of the word comedy. But this is what I do for a living. I sometimes get paid in money, which is nice. I like that. I actually make just enough money not to be considered a coin collector. Although I have started collecting Canadian pennies. Yeah, they don't make them anymore. It's gonna be a collectible. 10, 20 years from now, I could be sitting on a gold mine. Or a copper mine. Hey? Copper. Yeah, this is what I've always wanted to do. I told my mother when I was 9. 9 years old, I told my mother I was going to do stand-up. I told her not to worry. I know comedians don't make a lot of money, but I plan on living off of you guys for a while. So. Yes, which I did. That came true. Yeah, I basically lived with my parents until it was no longer socially acceptable. And even then I only left because that's when it starts getting a lot harder to lie to women. To get them to come over. Just so you know, my roommates are a little older. One of them might tuck me in later. Don't even worry about it, really, it's fast. She's in and out. But the thing is, really, my parents are pretty cool. They didn't make it easy for me to want to leave. My parents are pretty cool. My dad might be the coolest 71-year-old you will ever meet in your life. As long as you don't hang out with him for too long. But he is cool. If you don't think my dad is cool, try to think about any other lawyer you have ever met in your life that you would enjoy spending social time with. Yeah. My dad is cool. My dad, he wears a bow tie, he drives a Vespa, he owns a vaporizer. Pretty cool. He'll show his age eventually, though. We were walking around the village once. He was like, "Oh, Jordan, they sell dungarees over here. Don't you need to get a new pair of dungarees?" I'm like, what the? Am I getting too big for these britches? Is that what happened? I was going to purchase some pantaloons on the way home, if that was possible. But they're very supportive. My dad actually, funny enough, my dad bought me a t-shirt a number of years ago that said, "Bank of Dad, a lending institution for as long as I can remember." And I used to wear it, and it was really cute, till I saw a homeless man wearing the same t-shirt. I'm like, oh. Guess that's why sometimes my dad's a little stingy with the loans. Covering more than just me. I told him the story, and he was like, "Oh, come on, you're not homeless." I was like, "Okay. Well, thanks for dinner. Appreciate the dinner." He comes to a lot of shows, too. My dad is very savvy as a comedy audience member. He's probably been to too many of my shows at this point. He came to a show about a month ago. The next day, I was asking him what he thought. I said, "What do you think about the new stuff?" He said, "What new stuff?" Okay, well, thanks for lunch. But he is cool. And my mom is pretty cool. Well, my mom can be cool. Let's say. My mom is definitely cool, but there are moments when she's definitely not cool. You know, my mom doesn't really have too many opinions that she keeps to herself. She's basically the too much information lady. My mother. You have to stop her from speaking. Because she's going to start without being questioned. You have to eventually stop her, because usually she'll just end up telling you her whole life story, followed by the phrase, "Don't ask." Yeah, to strangers. That's how people meet her. Like waiters. "Well, tonight our soup." "Oh no, I can't have any soup. I've been on and off the toilet with diarrhea all day." "Don't ask." Oh. Good thing I didn't ask, huh? But it is fun hanging out with them, you know. I was also there for a while because we partake in the marijuana together, occasionally. Yeah, my mom will be like, "Who rolled this, your father? It's terrible. Give me that, I'll show you how to roll a proper joint." Actually, she doesn't even do that now. She's like, "No, we don't have to do that. We have a vape now. We do the vape. We have the vapor. We're gonna do the vapor." Grammy actually admitted smoking pot once, which I thought was the funniest thing ever. At a show. She came to a show. The host asked her, "Did you ever smoke pot?" She was like, one time. I didn't even get hungry. What a waste. I'm not gonna buy from him again. Also, the bag was light. Yeah, that's right. Don't tell me how many grams it is. Why do you think they call me Grammy? That's where they wrote that.